don't slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash and love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you.
Just a beautiful afternoon for football, Coach. They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended in blue skies at Soldier Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears.
Let's go, get that. Let's go, let's go. That, like 20. Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that ball. Get that ball.
This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back. And, whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll be a second and long. And that one falls incomplete. A 50-50 ball. A little dangerous. Could have been picked. Now it's third down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, the Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Rodgers now on 1st down. Complete to Jones. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 36-yard line.
Look at the 8. Easy.
Working from the gun. Rodgers. Jones has it. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Back to Mixon on 1st down. Wiggles free. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
319.
This is Chris Thompson in his 7th season now as a Redskin. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. You don't see that a ton, do you? The cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle,
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Julio Jones, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gam3hawk360's with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Bears nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Like 80. Jack 16. Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Now it's Gam. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal. Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
18.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. On play action, Rodgers. It's caught, Jones. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. Mixon with a first down carry. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. In on the tackle, Kamoko Toure.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now left side on the swing pass. Dropped at the 35, so able to display his strength, but not much room to operate. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And this one complete to Reed. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Ready?
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Marquise Brown, the rookie, his intended target, and it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete. Ryan Poole that time there to get a hand on it. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking for Julio Jones, his Pro Bowl receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deron Harmon, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Let's go.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger towards the end zone for Brown, and that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Hollywood Marquise Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Rosas good with the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. After the penalty, it's Mixon. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Switzer on the return. A nice job on the return there. 16 yards. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. You're down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
Roberts has it. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Yeah, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son, and then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks down.
Got a man that's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Chicago! Seth Roberts, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Bears have taken the lead. PAT up and good by Rosas, and the lead is now 14-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball?
Julio Jones all alone. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Julio Jones in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Extra point good by Gam3hawk360's. And it's now 17-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
At the 37-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers. Then he finds Beasley. Complete.
Rodgers pass. Complete to Cole Beasley. A 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Rodgers from the gun, he'll throw. And he finds the tight end, Reed. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
It's a gain of 6, moves them to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And there's a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
There goes Duke Johnson. Touchdown, Chicago. Duke Johnson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears have once again taken the lead. Rosas good with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Well, this is caught by Gam. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers, and this one caught by Beasley. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 41-yard line.
First down, Vikings.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 41. On first down, Nixon. Give the tackle that time to Jordan Whitehead.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Bears 37-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, you block over here.
To throw is Rodgers, eluding the pressure right. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. The Vikings on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 3. Rodgers now operating from the gun. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Mixon. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. From the gun, Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. They'll run it. Freeman. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll flip this quickly out to Beasley. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
319. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it.
Operating from the gun. Rodgers looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Here's Rodgers. From the gun, he'll throw. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Julio Jones. His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Gam3hawk360's the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. Now a hit and a loose football, and the Vikings pick up the football. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind that it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's the rookie from Washington, Tanner Rapp, who picked it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
1st down for the Bears, a gain of 15. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that 1st down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. Now it's Roethlisberger. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Roethlisberger to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And 2 big plays, one after the other. Now all of a sudden, they're on the march.
Got to feel good about what they've just gotten done, and now feel really good about what's in front of them.
Here we go, here we go. 180. Alert, alert. You got me ready. Heat these two. Let's go, let's go. Lock it back.
He's back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Back to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Seth Roberts. And that takes us from second to third down. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. Here's Roethlisberger. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. Broses now to add the PAT. And it would appear they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Jones has it. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very